New beginner welder here, and I went and bought this welder here. For $90 off of somebody off of Facebook Marketplace. And I wanted to weld. I knew that I wanted to weld. So I don't have money for school for them to I don't have money to go to school, but I had a couple of dollars, and I came down here, and I've been down here for a couple of hours trying to figure out how to work this thing. And I had to redo this because it popped loose, so I had to do that, the ground cable. And then the wire, didn't have no wire, so I went and bought some wire a couple of days ago. And I kept trying to feed it through. And it kept like going for a little bit, and then it would stop completely. And it wasn't doing nothing. And I took that tip off and the other copper tip off. And I realized that that copper tip was not letting the wire come through. It's the right copper tip, or the attachment, 0.35, and the wire is 0.35. I've got the settings right per instructions inside of the door, which is, you know, 0.035 flux core, low 1, 18 to 16 gauge. I think that I don't know what that is. I think that's like, it might be, you know, it might be 14 gauge. It's either 16 or 14 or 14. Anyways, I had it on the lowest settings and the lowest speed because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning. And I didn't know what the hell to do at first. So I had another pieces of metal. I had a dang I didn't know what I was doing. I was just down here learning, you know. So I kept trying to weld these two pieces right here together, and it wouldn't take. And I know why now. Because I wasn't letting the wire keep feeding on it, so it kept just hitting it, and I would jerk back. You know, probably a rookie move. And you can see that's what was happening. It kept doing that. I wasn't holding it down. I got me some gloves. Yeah, I clearly have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm learning. I'm trying to learn. So then I was like, I need some flat pieces of steel, which there is none in here out of all this stuff. So finally I had some door hinges, and that was my first piece like 10 minutes ago that I ever did, that it finally stuck together and held because I finally figured out what to do. You gotta hold the trigger down and keep it pressed up against there and go real slow. It's ugly as shit, and it's not buttery smooth, but it's holding. Hey, it's holding. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I grabbed two old junk lawnmower blades, and I decided to try that before I went inside the house. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. It's ugly as shit, and I know that. I know it's ugly. I know it looks like a terrible weld. But those lawnmower blades are my second time welding ever in 42 years. I just started today. I never knew how to weld. So I got a MIG wire-fed welder off of Facebook Marketplace. I had to do a bunch of fixing on it. The thing that holds the wire, it was loose. The adjustment was real loose. And I had to grease up that that bearing. That thing, I had to grease up that bearing. the top one, because it wasn't spinning. And then after I got it spinning, it wasn't going through the here. It would go all the way to the very tip, and I didn't know the tip was messed up. So I went to Tractor Supply and bought some tips. Came back, put it on, started practicing. Then I went with those. Where they at? Where'd it go? Anyways, I went with those 2 pieces of metal. And then I finally got it and figured out what to do. You got to hold the trigger down and keep moving slowly depending on your speed. I just now figured that out. I've never known that before. So I'm learning. I ain't scared to learn. And I ain't scared to be the first one to tell you I don't know what I'm doing. But I want to learn and I want to get better. But I did have a successful weld of 2 lawnmower blades that I can't even break apart. So I must have did something. And I think you're supposed to beat that gray shit off. I don't know. I don't know how to make it look buttery smooth yet, but if I keep trying, I'm going to. Oh yeah, I know my work area sucks. I'm doing it inside here, low light. I don't have a dang. This was my dad's shed with all his stuff. This was my dad's shed with all his car parts and stuff like that. And so it's raining, and it's been raining for days and days and days and days. And those steel beams right there is the reason why I wanted to learn to weld, because I want to use them. And I'm like, man, I need to learn how to weld so I can use these bad boys. And I got some big, thick angle iron sitting on the other side of that flashing. And if it's not raining, I have a place to weld. And you guys will be like, man, you're dangerous and all. Yeah, of course I am. I took a risk, doing that. But I do have a place to weld. And I'm going to put holes in it. This is a table that my dad built for scrapping. This is an antique chain vise. You put stuff in here. And there's a vise inside there that I'm going to put right here. And I'm going to drill holes through this table. And that is what? Almost a 1/4 inch thick right there. And it's concreted into the dang ground. So just getting in. That's like a 6 by 6, 5 by 6, 4 by 6 foot, or 4 by 5. So 4 feet by 5, or yeah, that's about 5 feet that way. So that's the place where I'm going to weld whenever it's not raining. I need to figure out how to get those out of the ground because they're concreted. And another thing, this place is only temporary because we're renting the land, and the landowners gave us, they're telling us that they're going to sell the land. So that's why I'm not going to try to do too much here. But if we get moved, I'm going to set it up right and have a table, proper lighting. And years ago, this used to be properly lit up and everything was clear until my dad got old and he started downgrading in health. And we used to have lights here. Everything was set up nice. And then, he couldn't mess with it no more. And that's what happens. Because he used to work on his old cars. It's a 63 Nova wagon right here. Anyways, the point of this video is I'm welding, learning how to weld, and showing you what I've done. And what I've done and what I want to do. I want to get better and I want to get cleaner. And please don't hate on me. I'm just learning. Today is my very first day by myself doing this. So, yeah. And I probably shouldn't be welding with all the water. Yeah. I'll bet you there's some things that I bet you there's some people out there that tell me that I shouldn't be even touching a welder. You're probably right. I'm not going to do this for a profession. I'm not going to do this for anybody else but myself. And I want to learn. So please don't hate on me too hard. You got to start somewhere. If you guys like this video, give me some pointers and tips on how I make that buttery smooth weld that some guys make. I mean, that shit looks the bomb. I don't know how they do that. Well, that was the first try. I think this is, yeah, that's the second try. It's a little bit better. I don't know how they get that dang wavy looking buttery smooth. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But this, you know what? It looks ugly as shit, but it's welded together. I should do the other side too. And I gotta fix my shade. I gotta fix my helmet because it's too dark. It's a auto adjusting, but it's too dark, so I gotta fix that in the future. That's probably one of my problems. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Please don't judge me too harshly. I'll take constructive criticism. Y'all have a blessed day, and my name's Randy. Peace.